Yo, what's going on, you guys? Today I'm gonna be making a video about how you can start a successful dropshipping store and how you can design your store, what settings you need to touch, what settings you don't need to really touch, and what pages you need to add, and basically everything you need to start a dropshipping store. And I'm confident by the end of this video you'll have all the skills and you will be able to make a Shopify store for yourself, as well as if you want to make Shopify stores for other people, you'll be able to do that by the end of this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So firstly, what we're gonna do is just give this, and then from here you just fill in your information, your first name, last name, your home address, and then your city, postal code, whatever. So pretty basic stuff. I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so since this is just a test store and I'm gonna be deleting it after this video, I just put in random stuff, not accurate, but again, this is just an example. Alright, so now we're at the dashboard. So the key things you need to look for is this is where you get your sales from. This is just basic overlook, you don't really need it. You usually have how many store visits, how many sales you got over here too. And yeah, so over here these are the orders. So when you get orders, they'll be right here. And then products, all of your products are here. Customers, every time someone enters their email address and signs up to your store or like buys anything, you'll see them here. And then analytics, this is really important, this back-end stuff. So over here you see all your sales, your conversion, and basically everything you need to know about your store. And then from there, marketing, this is the new section. I haven't used it yet, but if you want you can test this out, but I don't think it's necessary anyways. And then discounts, this is where you create your discount codes. So let's say there's a really good marketing tactic you can do is get affiliates or brand ambassadors to promote your product. So all you're going to be doing is giving them a discount code which gives their followers 5% off, 10% off, and then you give them a cut. So this way you're advertising for free and you're not spending any upfront money, you're just giving them money once they get you a sale. But yeah, you can create a code here, whatever, and then you can add the discount value. You can even make it percentage or dollar amount or free shipping, whatever. And yeah, so you can just save it, and there you go, you already have a code. And then apps, this is another really important page. I can go in depth on what apps you need, but I'm still testing some of the apps out. So the apps that I use right now is for sure this app is the #1 app. Download it right away, because this is how you dropship your product. This is how you import from AliExpress to your store, and also once you make a sale, this is how you order with one click. So I already have an order where I show you guys what you do once you get a sale, and it's really simple, but you need this app, so make sure you add this app. And there are also other apps, and I'm gonna put up a screenshot of what apps that I use so you guys can copy them. Yeah, they're really simple apps, but all of them just help you get better conversions. And then from here you can go to settings. Now taxes, I don't really touch them since we're the middleman. We are not supposed to be charging taxes, that's my understanding, but you can ask CP or whatever in your country, check if you are supposed to charge taxes. But I haven't charged any taxes, and yeah, so far it's been great since you are the middleman. And then general, this is where you add your legal address. So if you're just importing products from the same manufacturer, what you can do is copy their address and get an address from them and post it here so people don't see your actual address. Or you can have your PO box here, or you can have your real address here. Some people can't see it, so just be careful. Not a lot of people pay attention to it, but yeah, it's there. And then over here you can basically fix the metrics and everything. And store currency, now this is a huge tip. It doesn't matter where you are, in my opinion you should always charge in United States dollar, because that's kind of the international currency, I guess. This is what most people use. They usually know what the conversion rates are. I would always charge in US dollars, but every time Shopify pays you, they are gonna charge you a certain amount for converting the money from USD to CAD, whatever. But for Canadians, I have a huge tip, so stick around for that. But yeah, so then what you do is go back to settings, and then payment provider, this is how you accept money from people. For PayPal, it usually uses your email address by default that you signed up with, and then even if you don't have a PayPal set up, once you get a sale, you'll get an email saying that you need to set up a PayPal account in order to get that money. So if you want, you can set it up once you get a sale from that, or set it up right away. You do need a business PayPal, it's free, and you need to be 18 plus. So if you're not 18 plus, then I would say go to your parents and then use their account. And then over here, what you have to do is complete account setup, and then over here you need to complete your business details. I always use individual sole proprietorship, but I'm gonna change it to LLC soon because that's the most logical thing to do. But in the beginning, just use sole proprietorship. I do believe you don't need to actually register your company. You can do that once you start making money, but in the beginning I don't think you need to do it, and I don't do it either, because obviously when you start a Shopify store, you don't even know if it's gonna work out or not. So yeah, just put individual sole proprietorship, address, city, postal code, province, and then personal details, your date of birth, product details, and then all of the things here. And then yeah, over here choose your bank account. So for Canadians, this is really important. Set up a cross-border account. I have it, and I recommend every Canadian seller to have a cross-border account, which is basically an account in the United States, and it's connected to your account over here. So for example, if you're in Canada, you probably know about RBC, TD, BMO, all those banks. They all have a cross-border option where you can set up a bank in USA using those services. So for example, I have RBC cross-border account. You can just search it up, you'll find it, and you can set up account, and now you receive money in USD instead of CAD, which saves you a lot of conversion fee, because if you were to just connect your Canadian bank account directly, Shopify would charge you a high conversion fee versus if you had a USA account and then you just accepted money directly in USD. And also when you're buying apps, you're purchasing products from AliExpress, all those things, you can use your US dollar bank account instead of the CAD and save yourself a lot of conversion. So yeah, do set up a cross-border account. That's the #1 thing. You get a debit card, and then you can use it for all the Shopify apps, Shopify payments, all that. So anyways, so like I said, I have a United States bank account. I will put in my routing number and account number, and you can get that from the online banking site. So once you log in, you can go to account details and you can find it there. But yeah, so what you do after that is just complete account setup, and you're good to go. Now you can accept payments through credit cards and all that. And then for PayPal, I already explained it. All these things, I don't really touch them. Keep it simple. And maybe for other countries you might need some of these, but I don't really use them, and I don't recommend it either. But anyways, you go back to settings, and then location, account, sales channels, I don't really touch them. Maybe checkout. Checkouts are optional. Checkouts are required. All that. Make sure everything is required except for maybe the shipping address, phone number can be optional. But some suppliers do ask for your number, so you can put in your number, doesn't really matter. And then one important thing to do here is just go down, and over here make sure you pre-select the sign up option, so you can get their email and you can market to them. Anyways, from there you go back to settings. So you're basically done with your settings. Then you go to your online store. Now for the pages, I have contact us, privacy policy, refund policy, and shipping. I think you should all add those pages so people have more trust in you and they can contact you and they know that you're legit, compared to if you don't have any pages, then they might not trust you. And about us page is optional. You can create it, but you don't have to. And for privacy policy, refund policy, there's usually a template given in the settings. But yeah, and then from there what you have to do is go to domains, and then never create a domain from Shopify because it charges you $14. If this is your first time using a Shopify store or buying a domain, I would recommend going to GoDaddy. And then once you go to GoDaddy, you can just easily buy a domain. It's not that hard, it's simple math. Just search your domain and then put it in your cart. Yeah, just click this one and you get the 99 cents domain. And yeah, that's it. For 1 year you only pay 99 cents compared to $15 that you would pay with Shopify. And yeah, it's really simple to connect existing domain. I don't know why I used to be scared of connecting domains. I always purchase using Shopify, but it's really simple. All you have to do is connect existing domain, search your domain up, and then it does it automatically for you. It takes you to GoDaddy page, you just sign in and you're done. So yeah, always purchase from GoDaddy especially in the beginning. This is only for one domain. After that, you have to pay $14. You can search up for another site that does 99 cents domain. But anyways, after that, what you have to do is go to preferences and you sign up for Google Analytics and paste your code here. This is really important. You can, if you want to do Google AdWords or just track your site in general, you can use Google AdWords. And this is even more important, Facebook Pixel ID. This is the #1 thing you need. So don't ever start a store without adding this first, because Facebook basically tracks everything, and this will help you if your store is successful. This will help you to go from $100 a day to $10,000 per month. Yeah, so make sure you add this. You can, it's pretty simple. Just go to facebook.com, create an ad account, and then create a pixel ID. I can do another video on that, but there are plenty of videos out there. So yeah, just create a Facebook pixel ID and then post it here and then paste it here, and you're done. And then from here, make sure you, once you're done with everything, you would need to disable the password. So first you need to pick a plan, so pick a plan and then just disable the password, and then you're done from there. And then the last thing, the most important thing, is the themes. Now I can go in depth on how to create a store, like I'll create an exact store, but for now, since we're just doing an overview, I'm just gonna go it over quickly. So you just go to customize. Actually, before you do that, go back and then go explore free themes, and you can use simple or you can use Brooklyn. So you can use simple or Brooklyn, they work the best. I personally prefer simple, but you can also use Brooklyn, and you can test out the other themes too, but again, these are the most popular themes and it should be good. And simple looks clean. PewDiePie uses simple and honestly just looks good, and you can just use that one. But anyways, after that you just do simple, add simple, then once you add it you can go customize it. Now for the store itself, I know a lot of you guys spend a lot of time designing your store, making sure everything's perfect. I know I did too, like I would take 1 or 2, 3 days to create the store, and some people even take a week or whatever. They're like trying to make everything perfect and make the store look good. Honestly, now I realize that it's just a waste of time. Again, just do those things, and then from there just simply add a picture over here, add your product, and that's it. Look at this store. If you guys look at, pretty simple, a picture and then about the brand. You don't really need this, but again, then another picture and then bestseller. And you actually don't need this, you don't need this, you can just put this in the bestsellers, and then you should be good to go. And again, they also have privacy policy, terms and conditions, and fake. So you shouldn't spend a lot of time on your store, guys. It should maximum take you 1 day, like 3 hours. It took me 3 hours to create my first successful Shopify store, and before that, the stores that failed, I spent like 15-16 hours designing them, which is a complete waste of time. The main thing that determines if your store is going to be successful or not is, firstly, the store needs to look clean. It doesn't need to look like a scam. A lot of people go crazy with the colors. Yellow for this, red, this would be red, and then the buttons would be red or blue or whatever, and it's really weird. I don't know why people do that. They just keep it simple. Black and white is completely fine. Then you can have a add to cart button, which is like pink, like he does it over here. So they have a pink accent, and everything else is black and white. So again, it's really simple. It shouldn't take you a lot of time to create. But yeah, so just add a description, a product, and just, again, I said it a lot of times, but keep it, and shouldn't take you more than 4 hours to, or even 2 hours to create a Shopify store in total. But yeah, from there what you do is, so you just add images or text. It's really simple. Let me know if you guys want me to go in details, but you select image from here. There you go, you already have an image, and then bar text, you don't really need to touch those, and then image with text. This is the image with text. If you want to get rid of it, just do this, or you can even delete it. And slideshow, again, you can delete it if you want. And yeah, this honestly looks clean enough, and it should get you the conversions. Add a picture here. You don't need text, like you could add text, your store name or whatever, and then featured collection. You can have your main products here. That's how my store looks like. I just have pictures over here, and then I just have bestseller or exclusives or featured collection, whatever, here, and that's pretty much it. And also one more thing, you can add images for free from here. So whatever it is, good vibes, accessories and jewelry, good vibes. You can just add those here, and honestly they look pretty good. So depending on your theme, if your theme is about, I don't know, like beauty products, then you can add this. And if it's about, let's go back, traveling, then maybe add this one. So they have plenty of good images that you can use. It doesn't necessarily have to be about your product or your store. You can just give them a vibe, basically, that, yo, this is what our store is about. This is like, once you see this image, you know the store is about traveling or like meditating. Alright guys, so one crucial thing that I forgot to add is that when you're designing the store, make sure you click the icon, the mobile icon on top of the screen while you're designing your website, because when you're sending traffic to your store, it's most likely viewed on phone since you do it on Instagram or Facebook ads. And whenever I run Facebook ads, it's only mobile only, and that's what you should do. So make sure it's just optimized for mobile. It doesn't really need to be optimized for desktop if that's a problem, so just make sure it's optimized for your phone and that should be good. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it from here. Now let's go back, and I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. And in order to import products, like I said, download Oberlo and just go to AliExpress. Make sure you're logged into your store or your Oberlo, and then from there you just go to any product. Let's say this Batman costume, Halloween is coming up, and yeah, so there should be an Oberlo sign right here. Click that and you already have imported your product. For me, I need to log in because like I said, I haven't added Oberlo to this site and I haven't logged in. But once you log in, it's just gonna give a check mark and you're done. And then just go to the site, go to apps, you'll see Oberlo here, so just click Oberlo there, and then once you go there, it's pretty easy to use it. Honestly, I don't really need to tell you guys how to use it. It's pretty self-explanatory. You go to import list, it will be over here somewhere once you click the site, and then from import list it tells you to push product from here to Shopify store. Then once you bring it to your Shopify store, you should see here, and then you can just click that product and then just edit it, edit description, edit the images, the price and all that. And always have a discount for sure, because you want to entice people with deals. Of course, if it's just normal price, not a lot of people are gonna buy it. And also have a timer, which I've already put it up on my screenshot of the apps. It's called Beginning Countdown Timer, and it just creates urgency and scarcity. But yeah guys, I'm pretty much done with everything. There's so much to cover. I can go in depth. If you guys have any questions like designing store or whatever, leave them down in the comment section below. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I'm out.